Welcome to the HFY Vault channel. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the story. Enjoy and take care. The night sky above the desert world of Laressa glowed with 3 moons, each shining like a silent witness to the danger about to unfold. Captain Adrian Cole stood at the edge of a canyon as cold winds rushed past him. His heart beat fast, not because of fear, but because he knew what was coming. A soft voice whispered behind him. "You can still walk away," said Soraya, the alien woman he loved. Her silver eyes shined even in the dark. Adrian shook his head. "If this is what I must do to prove myself worthy of you, then I'm ready." Soraya took a slow breath. "It's not about worth," she said. "It's about surviving my mother." That was the hook, the very nightmare every outsider feared. Because Soraya's mother was not an ordinary queen. She was High Matriarch Lythra, leader of the Lyran people, a warrior clan famous across the galaxy for one thing. They never allowed their daughters to marry anyone who couldn't survive the matriarch's blessing. And blessing was only a polite word. The real meaning? Trial. Pain. Survival. And sometimes, death. Adrian heard metal shifting deep inside the canyon. The ground trembled. Even he felt sweat gather on his palms. Soraya touched his arm gently. "My mother didn't want you to accept this challenge. She said humans are fragile." Adrian smiled slightly. "Then tonight, I'll prove she's wrong." The trial begins. A deep horn echoed across the canyon. Lights appeared on the cliffs. 10 armored Lyran guards stood watching, their glowing spears forming a circle. At the top of the canyon, sitting on a throne carved into stone, was Lythra herself. Tall. Powerful. Eyes sharp like blades. Her very presence made the air feel heavier. She raised her staff. "Human," her voice boomed, "you seek my daughter's hand. But love alone is nothing. Words are nothing. Only strength has meaning. Only survival holds truth." Adrian stood firm. "I accept your blessing, matriarch. Then let the trial of binding begin." She slammed her staff down. The ground split open. And from the darkness below, something crawled out. A creature made of black armored plates and glowing red veins. 6 legs. A tail shaped like a blade. Every breath it drew came out as smoke. Soraya whispered urgently, "That is a ravager beast. My mother trained it for years." "Adrian, this is not a normal animal." Adrian didn't answer. He was already preparing himself. Clash in the canyon. The ravager roared, a sound that seemed to tear the air apart. It charged. Adrian jumped aside just in time. Dust exploded around him. He rolled, stood up, and faced the creature again. The ravager attacked with its tail, slicing through a massive rock pillar like it was soft clay. Soraya gasped. The other Lyrans murmured, impressed. Adrian exhaled slowly. He didn't have a weapon. The matriarch had forbidden it. "A man who wants to protect my daughter must fight with his own body," she had declared earlier. The ravager leaped. This time, Adrian moved forward instead of back. He slid under the creature, grabbed its underside, and used its momentum to throw it off balance. The crowd gasped. The beast crashed into the wall, stones raining down. But that only made it angrier. Its glowing veins pulsed brighter. The air heated. It charged again, faster than before. Adrian ducked, dodged, rolled, but the beast was adapting too fast. One mistake and he would be torn apart. The ravager leaped again. Claws out. Mouth open. Adrian saw it too late. It hit him hard, sending him sliding across the ground. Soraya shouted, "Adrian!" He coughed, stood up slowly, and wiped the blood from his lip. The matriarch watched him closely. There was no mercy in her eyes. Only judgment. Adrian steadied his breathing. His vision blurred for a moment, but he refused to fall. Not yet. Not ever. A human's intelligence. The Ravager paced around him, studying him like a predator. Adrian whispered to himself, "Come on, think." He looked at the glowing veins, the way they pulsed whenever the beast charged. He understood. Heat, he muttered. Energy. That's how you power yourself. Adrian waited, and waited, until finally he saw his chance. The beast lunged. Adrian ran, not away, but toward the canyon wall. The Ravager followed, gaining speed, its red veins burning bright. At the last second, Adrian jumped sideways. The Ravager smashed into the wall. Cracks spread across the stone. Dust exploded everywhere. Soraya gasped again, but this time with hope. Adrian didn't waste a second. He leaped onto the beast's back and drove his fist into the pulsing vein on its neck. The Ravager shrieked. Adrian hit it again. And again. Finally, the creature staggered and fell. The canyon went silent. Adrian stood over the fallen beast, breathing heavily, blood dripping from his arm, but he was alive. And victorious. The matriarch's final test. But Matriarch Lithera didn't clap. She didn't smile. She didn't even stand. She spoke calmly. "You surprised me, human. But strength is not just battle. A husband must also show wisdom." She pointed her staff behind him. Adrian turned and froze. Another Ravager crawled out. But this one was smaller, and limping. A wounded juvenile. Soraya whispered, "Mother, no, this is too much." Lithera ignored her. "Human," she said, "finish the trial. Kill the second beast." Adrian stared. The small beast growled weakly but didn't attack. Its wound was fresh. It could barely stand. Soraya stepped forward. "Mother, this is not a trial of strength, this is cruelty." Lithera raised a hand to silence her daughter. All eyes turned to Adrian. Would he kill a helpless creature to prove himself? The canyon was deathly quiet. Adrian walked slowly toward the young Ravager. It shivered in fear. He kneeled. Placed a gentle hand on its head. And whispered, "Easy. I'm not here to hurt you." The Ravager blinked weakly, confused. Adrian stood and turned to the matriarch. "No," he said firmly. "I won't kill something that cannot fight back. If you want me to be Soraya's husband, then I must protect life, not destroy it." A long silence. The matriarch's face was unreadable. The Lyran guards looked at each other, unsure. Then, for the first time that night, High Matriarch Lithera smiled. A small smile. But real. "You have passed," she said. "Not because you defeated the beast. Many warriors could do that. But because you showed wisdom, mercy, and honor." She rose to her feet. Her staff glowed. "Human," she declared, "you have earned my blessing." Soraya ran to Adrian and hugged him tightly, tears filling her eyes. "I knew you could do it," she whispered. Adrian held her close. "I'd face 100 trials for you." Above them, the moon shone brighter, like the galaxy itself welcomed what just happened. A human had faced death, shown heart, and won the respect of an alien matriarch. Love had survived the impossible.